everyone, it's Kim and welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Kim, and if you're new to my channel, I love everything in food. That can be books, food writing in the nonfiction space, a chef's memoir, the history of a kumquat, and much more. I've also expanded over into reading, frankly, a lot of food fiction, romantic comedies like culinary romances, cozy culinary mysteries, fiction, and much more. I'm here today to bring you my top reads from 2022 of foodie fiction. The first book I have to give a shout out to is Emma Dreams of Stars by Julia Pavlovich. So now I have done a full review of this book on my channel discussing two different food comics. So this is a graphic novel, it is not a manga, and it is all about Emma and how she becomes one of the next leading reviewers for the Michelin Guide. She travels the world and goes to these restaurants and really is taken under the wing of like this boys club to learn how to be a proper food reviewer for the Michelin Guide. I really liked it. The Michelin Guide is kind of shrouded in mystery. You never know who these reviewers are, and they show up unannounced. They have an official business card, they have a suitcase, and it was really fun in a very approachable way to learn about the Michelin Guide, and the visuals are just so stunning in this book. You really love food. If you really love food, you will love this comic. I have to give a shout out to Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. Now, I know this book is everywhere. This book is like, I think Good Morning America's #1 book of the year, Barnes & Noble's #1 book of the year. The hype is real. I didn't think I wasn't gonna like this book. I'm just not someone who follows the hype train. I read a lot of nonfiction. I read a lot of food books, but Lessons in Chemistry is just that. It is about food. We have a protagonist, she is a chemist, and it is all about her life and things. She always wanted to work in chemistry. And first off, we're in a time period where women are not respected as much as men, and she just wants to be a chemist, and then she falls in love, there's a baby, and things just change, and somehow she becomes the TV host of the 6 o'clock dinner hour. So this is, I would imagine, her cooking show a la the time of like Julia Child first having her TV show, her cooking show on PBS. This book, it was so well written. I felt like there was every word had a purpose. There was wit, but there was urgency. Like I cannot stress enough how I felt like this book was just sheer utter perfection to read. I didn't feel like, oh, the plot is lingering or too many fluffy words. No, it was vivid, it was sharp, it was different. The dog is the best character. I really loved Lessons in Chemistry. It probably is my top 5 favorite books of the entire year, but I did separate these lists out on favorite fiction books of 2022, and I have a whole other video of favorite nonfiction books from 2022 that I'll link up and down below. Depends on the order of which these come out, but I don't really do a top 10, it's way too hard. I wanted to give you shout outs for each genre, so let me get back to fiction again, but Lessons in Chemistry is definitely up there. It's worth the read. So much so that it's actually my February book club pick for the Read It and Eat book club locally at this tea shop. It's pretty cool. I want to give a shout out to Chef's Kiss by TJ Alexander. This involves a non-binary and female relationship, and if you were someone who loved Bon Appetit when Claire Saffitz and Molly Baz were over at that channel before the great exodus and the great shakeup of Bon Appetit a couple of years ago, this is the book for you, because it is about two people. They're filming all our protagonists, all she wants to do is be a recipe creator. And she's a high-strung pastry chef. Her name is Simone, and Simone just wants to create recipes, but the magazine and the company's in trouble, so they ask her to start creating essentially YouTube videos, YouTube video content, and she hates every minute of it. And to make it worse, there's a new kitchen test manager named Ray, and Ray accidentally becomes a viral sensation. Ray and their friend post a video while they were drunk, and it goes up on the Discerning Chef's YouTube channel versus a privatized YouTube channel. Now, Ray and Simone have to work together. It was First off, I loved the kitchen, I loved the working environment, I loved the pressure and the discussion of this transition to becoming a content creator and how much of your personal life can feel exposed. It was also my first time, being totally honest, first time reading with a non-binary character, a character who's going through top surgery, how you handle a romantic relationship, and in Simone's side, how you learn pronouns. And I appreciated that Simone's friends said, we are not going to spoon feed you information. You need to learn this and respect Ray's pronouns, and we will answer questions for you, but we are not going to pity you. Chef's Kiss. TJ Alexander has a new book coming out this spring called Chef's Choice. I don't think it's a direct sequel, but it's in the same universe, and I am so excited. I really liked this. This book was covered over on Jesse's channel under the NB Book Club, and I really recommend you watch that video for the dialogue with the author. Jesse and the author get to talk about the book. I thought it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. Another book I have to give a shout out to is For Butter or Worse by Erin LaRosa. Yes, I did a specific For Butter or Worse curated box with Read It and Eat. Erin is the first author to ever reach out directly to work with me on such a kind of a curated box, so of course, gotta give a shout out because I loved working with her and I loved this book. If you are a fan of Top Chef and you love Enemies to Lovers, this is the book for you. It's super spicy. These two hosts are just so, they definitely start as true enemies because on air, our male protagonist calls Nina Nasty Nina because she's known as the cold, kind of bitchy judge, and she walks off the set and quits, and that is how the story starts. And I really loved it. It's very spicy, and I'm really excited. I know Erin LaRosa has another book coming out this year that involves other characters within the story. I don't think it's as kitchen related, but I really think for a debut book, Erin LaRosa crushed it, and I am so excited to read more from this author. One more to add, and it's fine, and I promise it's not a kitchen romance. It is Hungry Hearts, 13 Tales of Food and Love by Elsie Chapman. This is actually an anthology of 13 short stories. It's targeted towards young adult readers, but I definitely think you can pick this up and at any age. It is 13 stories, all about different characters that live in the same neighborhood known as, Hungry Heart Road. I really loved learning the different stories. Some had a little bit of magical realism. Some were about the pressures of family. Some were about grieving and filial piety. I really loved all these different ways of approaching food. There are while it says Elise Chapman curated editor, there are actually 13 unique authors to this book, and I really recommend it. It's also great because anthologies, you can read a story, put the book down, and come back to it later, and it's proudly on my shelves as a hardcover, not over here. These are all the books I still have to read, but it was another really good book that I recommend you read. It came out in 2019, so still pretty new, and I still felt it was very relatable. And that's it. Those are my top favorite picks for food-related fiction in 2022. I'll give an honorable mention to Arsenic and Adobo, one of the first culinary cozy mysteries I have ever read. I'm excited to read more in that series, and I hope that you like the books I picked. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books below. Are there some food fiction books that you go, Kim, you gotta read and you gotta get your hands on? Have you read Lessons in Chemistry? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I highly recommend you hit that little bell notification button because I recognize I'm posting pretty infrequently right now, so I want you to know that the minute I've posted, that bell can go off and tell you, she's back. It might have been 3 weeks, but she's back. Because unfortunately, unless you're consistently posting every week, the algorithm is just going to crush you. So I'd love for you to actually see the videos when I make them. I would love your support. Anyway, I hope you're well. Don't forget to follow me across social media and learn more about the Read It and Eat curated culinary adventures box. I hope you're well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.